Good morning all. This is Dr. Ananya Durai from VIT Chennai, from the School of Electronics Engineering. Okay, and I'm going to demonstrate how to do a virtual labs on basic electronics experiments. So I've chosen a full wave rectification circuit. I'm going to demonstrate how we can use the online virtual lab to teach the student and to demonstrate how this full wave rectifier works. So I'm going to do it in two ways. One is that the existing already pre-connected circuit, I will take it and I will do a design, and I will do a simulation, and I will show you, and then I will draw the circuit, and then I will show you how the simulation works. Okay, so look at this one. This is one which it is already pre-connected here. You can see all the bridge full wave rectifier. Okay, full wave rectifier constructed with a bridge circuit, 4 diodes connected in a bridge fashion. Okay, and you can see the input source goes in here, and the output is obviously given to a load and must be observed. The output must be observed through a oscilloscope. So the first thing that you must do is to give a value for the load resistor, and then 4 ohms, 500 ohms we are giving, and obviously we have 4 diodes, and these are all kind of an ideal diode. So I'll just go on, turn on the as like in a physical lab, you turn on the power just like you turn it on, and then turn on the sine wave to provide a sinusoidal signal to the bridge wave rectifier, and then you just click on the oscilloscope to see the output full wave rectified output. Okay, and this oscilloscope is obviously, you can see here, like just like the controls that you have it in the oscilloscope, CRO that you have it in your lab. You have Y position for channel 1 and channel 2, and X position for both the channels. Okay, so I can choose the channel 1, and I can reduce the voltages, the voltage divisions, to increase the, see how the waveform looks like. Okay, so I've given a 1000 hertz frequency signal with an amplitude of 1 volts. Okay, and channel 2 also I can see how this waveform varies. Okay, you can see here, as I reduce the divisions, I can see the waveform increases there, because the divisions has been decreased, and also the X positions also can be varied and can be visualized. Just like that you can do it in a CRO. Okay, and for the channel 1 also same. Okay, and X position can be varied like this. Okay, and apart from that, you can see that you have a calculator which is inbuilt, so you can do a calculation and find out what is your ripple factor for this. So ripple factor can be found from from the formula, that is your VRMS can be found from Vm by root 2, and VDC is 2 into Vm by pi, and the ripple factor is VAC by VDC. So VAC can be found from this formula, VRMS square minus VDC square, and the peak current is almost 0.599 milliampere. Okay, so this is about the pre-connected circuit. There is another circuit is also there, where the circuit that you need to connect it. So all the diodes, like in a physical lab, where you will pick up all the diodes, and you have the breadboards, and you have all the sinusoidal, say, function generators and oscilloscopes. Similar to that, you can have a real virtual setup like this, and then you can visualize it as if that you are doing it really. Okay, so I am going to give the connections here first. So I'll do the connections from here. This goes here to this one, and this one goes here, and this is the load resistor that goes to the across the load resistor. I need to connect the oscilloscope, so I have done that one, and then ground. This goes to the ground, and this one goes to the resistor, that the other end of the resistor, and channel 2 obviously goes to, and this ground also goes up here. This ground goes till here. Okay, and then channel 2, obviously an oscilloscope must be viewed, so connect the oscilloscope like that. Okay, and then check your connections. So it will tell you. The good thing is about it has a connection circuit checker, where it will tell you whether it is connected properly or not. Okay, so once it is all done, and you have an on button here itself. Okay, so turn it on, and then see whether you can give the sine wave. Before giving the sine wave, you can set up the frequency and the amplitude. So by default it is 1000 hertz and 1 volt, so I will keep it as it is, and then I will provide the sinusoidal signal to the circuit, and then I will view the oscilloscope output. Okay, so this is the rectified output I am getting like this. So I can obviously reduce the voltage divisions and view a larger wave signal, that I can do that, and as well as I can change the frequency also of the input signal. Like for example, I can increase the frequency, okay, and then view the channel 2 also to see the how the waveform varies, okay, how the whether it is obviously rectifying it or not, I can see, okay. And for the channel 1 also, I can reduce the divisions and see the output voltage like this. So exactly like a CRO oscilloscope that you do it in the lab, you can view it, okay. So similarly here also, that you have the important formulas to find out the ripple factor is already provided, and obviously you can have the peak current also can be viewed, okay. So I'll turn it on and turn it off, okay, and I will do it again, sine wave oscilloscope, okay. So that's what it is, okay. And exposition also can be really varied like this to see how the waveform varies. So this is all about the rectifiers experiment, that you can do it in the lab experiment. Obviously it is quite interesting that you can really do it as if that you are doing a physical lab experiment, okay. So thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye.